Kia ora. Welcome to Friday the 5th of May 2023. Haven't done a ramble for a while. Got a little bit of a break in the weather. It is actually evening, afternoon, however you want to call it. So not really a morning ramble, but I've wanted to get this one done a while back and just really haven't had the chance. So we'll see how this one turns out anyway. So I've been doing a bit of work here in the forest over the last few weeks, and you will have seen on some of the other videos we brought down some trees, the old twisty tree, and what we're really aiming to do here is, as we kind of spread out from the current home base, is Silvopasture, which is thinning out all the saplings and the smaller trees, and the goal is to get sufficient light through the canopy that it stimulates, the growth of grasses and smaller plants and shrubs on the ground floor. It also makes it easier to get through the woods because we don't have to keep pushing our way past saplings and all that kind of stuff. And it reduces the competition on the larger trees and the overall ecosystem. So it's early days because we don't have all the larger tools. I can just come through here and pull a whole bunch of stuff out. So I am doing this by hand, which is actually kind of good because quite frankly I need the exercise. So there is that. And I just figured I'd just take a few minutes since we have a short break and the dogs needed some outdoor time. Then we'll just have a look, see what's actually going on. So with that in mind, I'm just going to turn this camera around and I'm going to talk to it as I kind of wander through, and you can see just what we're actually doing here and what's going on. So let's see how this works out. So hopefully you can see that this is the woods at the back of the RV, and compared to earlier video footage that we've put up, these piles here all over the place are all the different saplings and things that we've actually taken down. Still a few more to come down as well. And all of this work has been done by hand using large pruning shears to basically take the smaller saplings out, drag them into piles, and I'll be up here with a mulcher and turning this all into compostable mulch, and that will be part of the thing too. So where the creek is, I try to keep a few trees here because I really want to keep that canopy cover along the creek, but some of these are going to have to come out. And I've got a few handbooks that I've read on Silvopasture. There's a shagbark hickory there, which is definitely a keeper. And quite honestly, there are two ways of going about it. The one is where you basically have pasture and you want to add trees to it, and that has some advantages in that we don't have this hodgepodge cluster of trees everywhere that we have to work with. We can basically lay them out in a linear pattern, and that gives us room to move between them and all that good stuff. The other side of the coin, however, is the situation where we have here, which is all of our property has already established trees on it. Some of these may have been possibly cut down at an earlier time, but I really don't think this property certainly hasn't been tapped for wood. We don't have a lot of pines, and they're a pioneer plant, so there is that. So what I'm doing here, for right or for wrong, is going through and just really getting all the easy. You see that this is an area that I still haven't done too much work in, but getting rid of all the easy trees, the stuff that I can get with the pruning shears, and basically clip those down at root level, and just get rid of them. And any branches that are kind of in the way, they all come out as well, because they'll contribute to shade. So there's a bit of thinning that still needs to happen around here. I'm not going overboard on this. I'm just really just taking my time and just working through it. We have a lot of sweet gums. That's what this is. We have a lot of these, and they have their uses, but we have a lot of sweet gum, so they're all coming out. And sadly, we have other varieties here as well. I have a sneaking suspicion this could be a birch, or it could be I think it's a birch. I'm still learning to identify trees by bark and leaves, so roll with me here if I got that completely wrong. Post something in the comments and go, no, you're an idiot, it's actually a insert tree here. So I'm trying to keep, for the moment anyway, trees that I'm not sure about and will definitely want to keep. So and we're getting a lot of stuff already growing, starting to take over again. So second growth coming through. They actually grow pretty quick, surprisingly. So anyway, this is Silvopasture, and I'll do a bunch of videos on this. This is really just kind of recording the start of it, and the clearing up process. And you can obviously tell in areas that I haven't been through that this gets pretty dense. So it's definitely a thing. But we do get some nice surprises as we kind of make our way through. We've got deadfall and all manner of stuff here, because while I was clearing out all these trees, lo and behold, we have pawpaws. And pawpaws, if you watch some of my other videos where I bemoaned the loss of our fully laden pawpaw tree in Ohio that came down in a storm, pawpaws are delicious. So pawpaws are definitely a keeper tree, even though they're a little bit kind of twisty. I'll try and care for those and keep those going. And we've got others here that have been attacked by caterpillars and borers. This one looks like someone's actually topped that. So it's a pawpaw again, but something's been chewing on it. If I can't do much about that, then I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. I've already taken one, possibly the offending tree down that had caterpillars in it, and we killed all those. But if there's more of them around, I should be able to hunt their nests down and do something about that. So so Silvopasture, and the end result is we want more of this. Not golden retriever. Well, I would like more golden retrievers, but we're not going to get more golden retrievers. Unless you decide to become a mommy golden retriever, isn't that right? Maybe we'll see. But basically grass. So we want to stimulate all this activity. And in case you're wondering, well, hey, it looks like there's actually a bit of grass poking up here. This stuff didn't exist until we started actually thinning things out, so the light could actually get down. So the grasses are here. They just need to be exposed to light and then nurtured, so then we can start introducing some livestock and working through some of those other things that we want to do that are permaculture based, but also meet our livestock goals, early livestock goals, and we'll move that to later. So definitely a learning curve. If anyone does have some experiences watching this with Silvopasture, just pasture regeneration, I'm happy to learn. I'm just making this up as I go, to be honest. I've done plenty of reading, but it's not until you actually get out and do it that you really kind of learn these things. The one thing I know that is, we have some trees here that we're just not allowed to contractually bring down, others that we simply just do not want to bring down. and others that, while I'd like to keep them, they're just kind of in the way and they're going to have to come down. Realistically, because of the the canopies involved, and I'll give you an idea of that. These trees go. Sounds in the background of my crazy dogs going crazy. These trees are, some of them are actually pretty tall. Easily going up 50-60 feet, if not more. So I haven't got the rule of thumb thing to kind of work it out, but they're tall trees. So we definitely want to keep them. But the rule of thumb is, usually you want to keep about 30 feet between them, 10 meters, 30 feet, and keep everything clear, to allow egress and room to put, fencing and all that stuff in. So you can already see that I have a lot of extra work to do. So anyway, this video's gotten a little longer. It was supposed to be a short one. Summary: working on Silvopasture, chipping away at it, just basically growing out from the home site and just spreading out from there. Keeping the creek with some trees along the creek bed because that's important. Stability along the banks, but also the ecosystem in the creek and stuff when it's actually fully laden with water, which is not at the moment. The other side of it is to encourage and stimulate growth and to retain the trees that we actually want to retain, and to lead further down the line to be able to actually put in gardens, and more importantly to be able to put some livestock in, and goats I think will probably be our initial foray at the moment. I do want my beloved sheep, but the reality is we're a long way from getting sufficient land to do that. So anyway, Silvopasture, it's a thing. Some point in the future, hopefully near future, and I got to get off my behind. Just about tripped over dogs there. Will be to get the Johnson-Su Bioreactor up and running. So I haven't been able to find all the materials for that I actually want according to the plan and diagrams which I have. So I'm going to just go out on a limb and get what I can and make it and hope that it works. Just with what I can actually accessibly get, which is kind of the point of the exercise, is to not spend too much money on these things. So the Johnson-Su Bioreactor, since I'm talking about that, the plan for that is to grab a lot of our mulch and spare leaf cover and stuff that we've got around the place, and basically turn that into highly potent, nutrient-rich, macronutrient-rich compost. You will have noticed that I have a lot of brush. That's that area that I just showed you is not the only area that's been getting cut, and we've got a lot of fallen timber that's just going to get used up. So a lot of that is going to get turned into biochar, and biochar on its own, it's a whole different ramble. Biochar on its own is a great way of putting carbon back into the soil, but even better than that is to actually enrich your biochar with, surprise surprise, macronutrient rich inoculation from compost. So I haven't seen people really doing that, and I am curious to see whether my ideas for that work. But before I do that, obviously I have to have some compost to actually work with. So the Johnson-Su is about a nine month project before we get anything out of it. The biochar, we have plenty of materials here, and I'll be experimenting with that over the rest of the year. So more on that. These are just my current to-do list plans on top of everything else around the home site and obviously the day job. The other thing that I went down a rabbit hole with the other night, this is going to spawn lots of comments, is biogas. biogas generation, and I've talked about methane generation before, but looking at the biogas bladders and yeah, that's a conversation I have to have with Dawn, because I know she's interested in that as well. She's been talking about it, going, oh, biogas, you need to look at biogas, and I've gone, yeah, whatever. And then I've gone, oh, actually, well, that's actually quite interesting. So we'll see how that actually plays out. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can be doing, but more on that later. This is a ramble indeed. I told you it's been a while, so this is what happens. You get 15 minutes plus of me waffling about God knows what. So here we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with some imagery of our guinea fowls and chickens. Say hello, girls. Chook, 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 chooks. Sit you down, babies. These are our poultry. Aren't you, girls? I think that grey guinea fowl thinks she's a chicken, I think. Hey, babies. What are you doing, darlings? They're growing well. Alright, hope you all have a great weekend. If I don't do another ramble this weekend, I'm going to go and feed the dogs and get into the evening stuff, and yeah, batten down the hatches for inevitable horrible weather this weekend apparently. So who knows, we live in a bubble. I really don't know. But anyway, take care, be well, kia ora, bye.